And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Dover International Raceway as we're getting set for our 17th race of the season for the PCSRA Monster Energy Series. It will be 100 laps for the FedEx 400, benefiting Autism Speaks. And after this race, we only have 9 more races left to go in the regular season. Noah Parker sits on the pole position. He has made some limited starts. He is not in danger of losing his spot for next season. He's just a part-time driver running that car for the rest of the season. He is making his 6th start of the year. Alongside is Abigail Furling in the 017. And then we have Lily Gordon and Brian Gomez. Show you the rest of the starting grid over here to your here they are, all the way down to 32nd. Bruce Littlejohn back in the 810 this week. Emily Elizabeth's in a brand new car this week, running the Pepsi colors. Alex Hawkins making his first start of the year. So I'm going to go back to Noah Parker. And that's about it. And here's the points over here to your right, all the way down to your Rookie of the Year standings. Brittany White leads the points by 42 points over Ari Springer right there. Katsura Mirmos is third, 102 back. Fourth, Anne Maria. Fifth is Mandry Campbell, former winner of the season. Then it's Valentina Fernandez, Bridget Thomas, Audrey Baranowskis, Frida Suarez, and Brian Gomez. Eight of the top 10 drivers have been to victory lane. Most of them looking for their first, second, third wins of the season, or in Samantha Maple, Valentina Fernandez, and Brittany White's case, their 5th, and also Jazz Sugartown, their 5th win of the season. The only catch is Jazz Sugartown is outside the top 50 in the points. You can check down the description for the drivers who are in the playoff grid if the playoffs were today. As the green flag's out, we are racing at Dover. I just took a shower before I came up here to the booth, so at least I'm glad there's a shower next to the commentary box, so sweet. We had a very good race weekend here for Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings Series. The troubles are the corners that we've saw in those 2 races. Same with the AutoZone Amateur Series. And caution number 1 is out, and that's Henry Williams. Zoe Perry has been collected in this incident, as we are racing it back to the start-finish line. These drivers are all over the place as the yellow is out. Looks like the 019 got up into the wall. That's Jerry Harvick. Excuse me. A lot of damn. Ooh, there's where it started. 072 popped the wall, came down into Zoe Perry, took both cars in the inside wall. And the black smoke of death appears on the Captain Morgan Mazda. And Henry Williams, sadly, will be the first driver out of this race. Don't think it's too early for these drivers to pit. Don't think anybody at the back other than Zoe Perry came to pit road. Let me confirm that with you all. Yeah, Zoe Perry, Ari Springer's come to pit road. So the drivers at the back of the field who were dropping back came to pit road, so they will restart the back. Nobody up front pitted, so top 10 will stay the same. Just took the 1 to go signal. And Henry Williams out of the race. Zoe Perry got her damage fixed. She's back out on track. Ari Springer back in 30th. As I said, comes this race second in points. She's trying to run down Brittany White for the points lead. As we're back to green. I also need to mention, to those of you who don't know this, I switched the schedule around just to make things a little bit easier. So IRP, that was supposed to be after Charlotte, will actually be our regular season finale for all 3 series, so that will make it fair. Before we go to Road America, we have the drivers in the Monster Energy Series that D&Q'd for Ricky. They will make that race up. Their division races for Dega. So there you go. Noah Parker trying to get the Jacob Chuchu's been to victory lane. Betty Barrett has done so as well. I believe Lauren Ekstrom has also been to victory lane. I'm going to double check. Yellow is out for the second time. Let me confirm that with you all. 1005. And yes, Lauren Ekstrom has been to victory lane. So Noah Parker trying to become the 4th Australian Motorsports driver to go to victory lane. Who brought out this yellow? Russell Furling making his second start. He made his debut last week at Rio. Diego Marquez was also collected in whatever this incident was. Got a lot of damage to the left side of that Mercedes. Mercedes almost won this race with Daniel Voiles in 2016. And looks like to me, looks like Cervantes got the wall, came down into Diego Marquez, and spun the Mercedes around. And there's how Russell Furling gets a piece of this incident. He got turned by somebody, and that somebody was... Oh, Jerry Harvick hit the wall, got the 0-0, and off the nose of Sydney Vortex. Nothing that Sydney could have done. Just nowhere for her to go. And then Zoe Perry gets another hit, gets more damage after hitting the Haas Automation Chevrolet. And it looks like everybody has come to pit road, if I'm not mistaken, except the leaders. Yeah, the leaders didn't pit this time. Like I said, it's the drivers at the back of the field that came to pit road. Looks like NR 2003 we got rid of the glitchiness, which is good, because I had that problem in the previous 2 races. Or actually, correction, previous 3 races I've had this weekend. Out of the race after that, Ari Springer's out of the race. That's second in points. Diego Marquez out of the race. As usual, Diego will have to go to the care center. Henry Williams has already gone to the care center. But second in points, Ari Springer is out of this race. So that's good news for Brittany White, because the gal that was trying to run her down for the points lead is out of the race. So, and Henry Williams, by the way, came as race 13th in the points. So Henry Williams is absolutely going to take a hit in the point standings. And so far, it's been Noah Parker's race so far. Noah Parker went to victory lane once last season, but was not high enough in points to have that win count towards a spot into the playoffs. So he's trying to become the 4th Australian Motorsports car to go to victory lane. This is a 5-car team. He and Ebony Amirwaz have yet to go to victory lane this season, and you will see Ebony Amirwaz later in this video as the last race of the day, along with Betty Barrett and Lauren Ekstrom. Yellow flag one more time. Sydney Vortex. Oh, Anne Marie has been spun. Bolvin Gesset. Chelsea Richards got some right side damage on her Toyota. Sydney Vortex came to pit road before the yellow came out. Okay, Noah, just slow her down, slow her down, slow her down. There you go, son. So it looks like we have not had, and these drivers are coming to pit road. More damage to Zoe Perry. She's had a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad race so far. I wonder if she got collected again. Yes, she did. How did this get started? I think the 015 was up in the wall. Or no, Bo Van Gesset got spun. Who spun Bo Van Gesset? Got up way too high, got up into the safer barrier, came down into Mandry Campbell. Campbell saved it. Bovan did not. And then the 05 of Anne Maria. Oh, she got turned by the 79. Okay, that's how she got more damage on her car. I think everybody else just got up into the wall. And all these cars got put a lap down, and surprisingly, Noah Parker has yet to come to pit road. Neither is Scarlett Nelson. By the way, I forgot to mention, Scarlett Nelson's making her first start of the year after she's not having a good season in the Buffalo Wild Wings series, to be honest with y'all. So she's looking for redemption. I see one car in the apron. That's Prudence Littlejohn. And I can confirm it is Littlejohn. I bet there is a mechanical issue or something on that One Main Financial Toyota out of Joe Gibbs Racing. And I don't know what in the world the 019 is doing. Okay, this must be... Okay. Okay, now we got that straightened out. I was about to get ready to say that might be the world's worst restart I've seen in quite some time. But nope, they got it straightened out. Back to green. Starting lap number 22 of 100. Thanks so much for joining us here today. We're looking forward to Kansas next week. Of course, AutoZone Amateur Series are off next week. Oh, there goes Frida Suarez. She just collected a bunch of cars. Alex Hawkins just got collected in this. Same with Littlejohn, and Mandry Campbell just got rudely dumped by Abigail Furling for some reason. Lily Gordon was also collected in this. Red Riding Hood, two-time winner this season, was collected. At least Red Riding Hood can afford it because she's so far high enough in points. All right, let's see what happened. First car I saw got turned was the 086. That's Frida Suarez. So, oh, she got turned by Red Riding Hood. Okay. Kind of one of those racing deals, if you ask me. Yeah, Red Riding Hood just hooked her. Nowhere for Chelsea Richards to go in the 930 in the 093. Is that, or 930? Yep, 930. I was right. Then Alex Hawkins, oh, a lot of damage to the Red Bull Audi. He comes up, gets Lily Gordon. And here's something to note. Lily Gordon is... And never mind, I was getting ready. And then Mandry Campbell just sideswiped Prudence Littlejohn. That's not going to please Cody Smart. And then Campbell gets turned by Abigail Furling and took both cars up into the safer barrier. Boy, it's been a wreck fest so far. It looks like finally leaders came to pit road. Xavier Alsop didn't. And more drivers out of this race. We're past the 1/4 mark of this race. Abigail Furling's out. Mandry Campbell, Annie Winters, Alex Hawkins. Frida Suarez is also out of this race. Xavier Alsop, I believe this is his, no, this is his second start. He made his debut last week at Rio. Of course, Xavier's driving the number 17 Ford Mustang in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series race, and he ran in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series race here yesterday. Where did he finish in that race? That's a good question. As we're coming back up to the green. So we're back to green. He finished 2 laps down in 21st yesterday. So he's looking for a much better run today. So I'm going to go ahead and put him on the standings. Come on. There we go. So he's looking for a much better day today. Mia Watson second. Coming off a not-so-good run in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series race here yesterday. Same with Emily Elizabeth. Elizabeth was actually a lap down earlier in that race yesterday, but had more problems with the car, and, well, ever since she got lapped, never recovered. Littlejohn's on pit road for a tire going down. Brian Gomez up the racetrack. He's 3 wide with Cervantes and Richards. Willie Gordon, Red Riding Hood, still in this race. Edgar Furling making his second start. Of course, he made his debut last week along with Russell and Michelle Furling, which they are running a part-time schedule in the Truck Series. Noah Parker, who was the leader, not anymore, as now here comes the 95 Mia Watts. They're coming up to lap Littlejohn. Littlejohn hadn't seen her since the Truck Series race here 2 days ago. That was when we had a doubleheader of Trucks and Trucks and AutoZone Amateur Series, not Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings was all by themselves yesterday. There's Anne Maria, Zoe Perry. Of course, next week we'll be at Kansas, as we're finishing up our Dover weekend. Red Riding Hood's actually a lap down. Yes, she is. Currently in 16th, so. I mean, Brittany White, yeah, I mean, she's happy that Ari Springer's out of the race. The only catch is, I don't think, if I'm Brittany White, I wouldn't be feeling too good if I have a bad day. And let's see, Jacob Tutu, after his bad finish, he fell to 52nd in points. The good news is he was only, here's the irony part, he was only 4 points back of his teammate in that critical 50th in the standings. That would be Betty Barrett. If Barrett gets a second win, she would leapfrog all those one-time winners, and it could be her and Jacob Tutu possibly battling it out for the championship. Wouldn't that be something for Lauren Ekstrom? Ekstrom is 64th in points, 2-time winner this season, so she's getting closer and closer. She is a total of 50 points back of her teammate, Betty Barrett, for 50th in the standings. Of course, Betty Barrett's been to victory lane once. Tutu and Ekstrom have been to victory lane twice. Of course, Noah Parker and Abonia Mirmois have not been to victory lane this season. So Xavier Alsop, by the way, for those that don't know, the reason he doesn't have an R next to his name is the fact that he took part in more than 10 starts in Monster Energy in 2016 no longer qualifies him for Rookie of the Year. That's why he doesn't have an R next to his name, for anyone that's been asking. Same with Mia Watts. I believe that was Emily Elizabeth who just got the wall. Yes, that was indeed the case. Emily Elizabeth needs a win in the Buffalo Wild Wings series if she wants to not be in the danger zone of dropping to the Truck series. Of course, she would drop to Buffalo Wild Wings series after finishing in the danger zone last year. Noah Parker just caught up and is now in second. They're going to catch Ann Maria very soon. Out of our 32 starters, we have 14 on the lead lap and 24 in the race. I hate to say this to Nathan Orman, but Abigail Furling has been called to the big green truck. Not sure why she ran the back of the. Not sure why she ran the back of the 64 there. It's put her in the wall. I don't know what was going on between those two. I just don't know if that was pure frustration or what, but whatever the case it was. Oh, Abigail's going to definitely have some explaining to do for that. I think she was frustrated because of the fact that Russell, Edgar, and Michelle were coming back to the Monster Energy Series, and, well, that didn't go so well. Alright, while these guys are going... This is going on, I'm going to go use the bathroom, so I will go. If anything happens while I'm gone, we'll look back at the replay. Alright, I am back. It looks like we're under caution. So we're past the halfway point. Go ahead and pause it. And it looks like Ricky Cervantes was the reason for this yellow. Been a struggling season for Cervantes. Okay, this happened on lap number 52. Or excuse me, lap 51. Excuse me again. A lot of damage. Oh, Lily Gordon was caught up in this. Let's see. Oh, we've seen this a lot this weekend. Yep, Cervantes just got... That was male abuse by Lily Gordon, who just turned the Gatorade Nissan Maxima into the wall. And that's why Ricky Cervantes is out of the race. Okay, let's go ahead and speed it up. And Lily Gordon's a lap. Nope, she's on the tail of the lead lap. So Cervantes' day is done. Lily Gordon's on the tail of the lead lap. And I was also, as we're going to go back to green. Of course, before we go to Kansas next week, we have the drivers that failed to qualify that don't have a 16, or that will have a 17 next to their number after today's race. They will take part, will have their Talladega makeup race to make up their race after failing to qualify for Ricky. So we'll have that next, and then we go to Kansas. So that way the officials will make sure that everybody has made sure everyone has a start. And again, it's only going to the drivers that DNQ'd Ricky. So all of the main drivers like Fernandez and Maple, good chance Samantha Maple could take the number 1 seed going into Kansas if she were to go to victory lane. Everyone is good to go to make it on fuel. I should also point out, as we're going to check the back of the field, there's Scarlett Nelson. And of course, Talladega is actually the next race on the calendar, as Xavier Alsop nearly turned Jake Littletown. Emily Elizabeth just popped the wall right in front of Red Riding Hood. Jerry Harvick will be in the 019 for a few races. Only 12 cars on the lead lap, 23 in the race. It's been a dominance day for Noah Parker. Still trying to gel with Betty Barrett, Jacob Tutu, and Abonia Mirmawez. And also his team owner, Lauren Ekstrom. Noah Tutu trying to find victory lane for the first time this season, since he's been out of the car for quite a while. And doesn't look like he has had any rust on that number 10 stud not out, BMW out of Australian Motorsports. It was also announced today that Troy Kang would be moving over to join a team full-time in the Buffalo Wild Wings series for next season. And Maria will also be moving down to the Buffalo Wild Wings series next season. She will look to try to regain her spot back up here in the Monster Energy series. Of course, this will be her, after Talladega, will be her last scheduled race, so that would mean her win would not count towards a spot into this season's playoffs. So yeah. So again, next race, we're going to go to Talladega for those that fail to qualify for the division race, for the race at Ricky, and then all three series will be at Kansas. So that's going to be a fun event. Even if Noah Parker goes to victory lane here today, it would not be enough for him to get himself into the top 50 in the points, for his win to count towards a spot into this season's chase for the championship. Of course, Noah Tutu is back this week. He, in fact, tested positive for COVID-19 and had to miss the last few races. Missed last week's race at Rio because of COVID. Yeah, he's actually missed the last three due to COVID. Of course, he was feeling... Of course, it was the flu he had that made him test positive for COVID. The first week he missed. Next week it was... Actually, the last 3 weeks it was due to a flu, but he tested positive. One of those tests was negative, and he was just cleared to race today. Of course, he spent all morning in the infield care center, which he was later excused by Patrick Watson, who were happy to have him back after he missed the last few races due to a family emergency. So it's kind of been a bumpy ride for him. As we're down to 25 to go. Everyone can make it to the end. Of course, Betty Barrett trying to get herself a second win to not only solidify herself a spot in the playoffs, trying to help her teammate Jacob Tutu get him back into the top 50 in the points. What Jacob Tutu needs to have happen is drivers ahead of him in points to run into troubles. I also forgot to mention Jazz Sugartown could also get in that conversation, because right now she's only 27 points back of 50th in the standings. If Jazz Sugartown goes to victory lane, Jazz Sugartown could be the #1 seed in the reformatted playoff standings, as they just put 53 a lap down. That's Scarlett Nelson. Scarlett's running a few races this season. She's going to run about just the second half of this season. And I can tell you, Betty Barrett might need to pass a lot of drivers. Let's see. So Samantha Maple, Brittany White, and Valentina Fernandez are the only 4-time winners inside the top 50. So they're, like I said, tied for the #1 seed. The tiebreaker would go to who's the highest in points. And since Brittany White's leading the points, she would automatically win the tiebreaker and get herself a nice little cushion. Because guess what? If you win the regular season championship, you're looking at 15 playoff points. And since Brittany White has 4, let's see, and that's what? 20. She would have an extra 35 playoff points going into the reformatted playoff standings. Because as things stand, it's going to be Brittany White, Valentina Fernandez, and Samantha Maple. What a difference a year can make for that 09 team. Last year was in the danger zone. This year made the playoffs. And Marco Diaz never found victory lane last season. Samantha Maples found victory lane 4 times this year. No driver in NR 2003 history has 5 wins in a single season. Never. We've never had a driver win more than 5 times. So for Fernandez, White, and Maple, if they go to victory lane today, they would have sole possession of the #1 seed going into the reformatted playoff points with 9 races to go after this one. Because remember, we have that bonus race at Talladega, and that could play a big factor in who's going to make the playoffs. Because remember, that will count for those that failed to qualify at Ricky. And all Noah Parker's just doing is just trying to find victory lane. That's all he's doing. He's not here to... He's not going to win the championship. He's only here to win races and just try to find as many trips to victory lane as he can. So he's looking to next year. And Noah Parker is trying to become the 3rd Canadian driver to go to victory lane this season. Of course, Jacob Tucci, as I mentioned, has been to victory lane this season. I don't think Hannah Blue Jay's been to victory lane. I know Betty Barrett's been to victory lane. And here's a little irony. All three Canadian drivers that have been to victory lane, possibly if Noah Parker wins, has come, ironically enough, from Australian motorsports. And those that have already got a win, a second win, would solidify themselves a spot into the playoffs. And we thought Ish Taylor, who made the playoffs the last 2 years, as we have 10 to go, would be in the playoffs this year. So far, that has not been the case. It's not been a good season for Ish Taylor. So it looks like Ish Taylor's streak's going to come to an end. I think the driver who I think is going to make the playoffs for the 2nd year in a row, besides Brittany White, I believe, could be... So I'm going to check here. Possibly Lauren Ekstrom. We'll have to wait and see. And the other thing is for Jacob Tutu, he also failed to qualify for rookie. So he's another driver. If he goes to victory lane and has a good run at the Talladega race to make up the divisions, he could be sitting pretty at making the playoffs and possibly have a chance to battle for the championship. Because like I said, only 3 drivers have 4 wins this season. The next highest is only our 2-time winners. That would be Mike Chilton, Red Riding Hood, and also Brianna Knight. And Ari Springer. Because as I said, we only have 9 more races left to go until we determine the playoffs. Which we'll know who will be the 16. I'm trying to see who would be in the playoffs as far as the 16 is concerned, but I can't make an assumption. I can tell you, Erica Douglas is looking pretty good. Even though she's not been to victory lane, 29th in points in her rookie year. I bet that's probably a good season for her. Despite not going to victory lane. Emily Elizabeth, despite running in 2 different cars, she's up there in the top 25 in points. So even if she loses her charter in Buffalo Wild Wings, she might have just saved herself from dropping to trucks next season. There's going to be a few that's going to take a hit as we have 3 laps to go. And like I said, even though Noah Parker is going to win this race, it's not going to be enough for him to get in the top 30 in points in the next 9 weeks. So, like I said, he's just out here trying to find victory lane as many times as he possibly can. So, he also will save himself from losing. He is also a part-time driver as we have 2 to go. So, he did himself a whole lot of good. I'll shorten the rest of the other 3 races just to make sure we have an even. And then we'll have the drivers, I'll have the Talladega races off air. So that way you'll see your updated points. White flag, 1 more lap to go. And no, we are not going to have a You Blew It. Actually, I'll bring the races to you live from Dega. First win of the season for Noah Parker as he comes off turn 4 to take the first division race at Dover. And Australian Motorsports will go to victory lane again, this time with Noah Parker behind the wheel. His 2nd career win, his 1st of the season. Of course, he won last season, but like I said, that win was not enough for him to get in the top 50 in points. So, there you go. Standings are indeed official. Good win for Noah Parker. Edgar Furling, great run from him in 2nd. Xavier Alsop 3rd. Audrey Baranowski is 4th. Lily Gordon 5th. Emily Elizabeth. Bridget Thomas doing her playoff hopes a whole lot of good with a 7th place run. We'll see where this situates her. Brian Gomez, Mia Watts, and Michelle Furling complete the top 10. 23 cars finished the race on track. 8 on the lead lap. Everybody else out of the race. All right, let's get ready for the Division 2 race. And I did save it, so we're fine. This time it'll be 50 laps for the Division 1. And my game just crashed. Stand by. Stand by, my NR crashed on me. Okay. Hang on, let me restart my laptop. Okay, stand by for technical difficulties. So we're going to be in a delay again. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. My game crashed on me and then my computer shut down on me, so I had to restart both. So, yeah. So while we're under a little delay, and I try to get my laptop and everything all fixed up, why don't I go ahead and let you all know that this telecast is presented by the authority of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association, and it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and description of this broadcast may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association. PCSRA wants to thank you fans for your amazing support for the Monster Energy Series, Truck Series, Buffalo Wild Wings, and the Ozone Amateur Series, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. Okay, let me clear all this crap out and then we'll get NR back up and going because my laptop likes to take a shit. Laptop, I did not ask you to pop up the internet, you derping hyena. NR likes to be smacked, please. Come on, thank you. I'm already there, you derping grandpa. Okay. Pull up score 4. Do apologize for the technical difficulties. Was getting ready to start Division 1 until my game, or the second race of the day, until my game decided me. But no worries, oops. But no worries, you didn't miss much. Other than me just going, so. You didn't miss much, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little small delay. So, don't cry if you're Nathan Orman. I don't have to hear the drivers to your cars and all that other shit. And Jacob Tutu, speaking of him, he's on the pole. Lisa Gonzalez. Alice Kitchen still in the Spotify colors this week. So there's the top 28. Here is the rest. There's Noah Tutu back in that 5. They're missing the last 3 races due to a COVID-19 positive test, even though it was actually the flu he was having. All right, Jacob Tutu knows what he has to do. He needs a victory or needs a good run today to get himself back in the top 50 in the point standings for his 2 wins to count towards the spot into the playoffs. As I said, the good news is for him, he's only 4 points back of 50th in the standings, which would be, interestingly enough, his teammate, Betty Barrett. Whoops. Hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Should mention the 1 car of Annie McGinnis in a new colors, which is Lift Masters. They should have been on the car for 2014, but it never went. But it never happened. So there's her new scheme. Good to see the 22 in a car that's not yellow all the time. Here we go for the Division 1 race. There's June Einstein, also another driver we need to keep an eye on her if she can try to get herself back in the top 50 in points. As we're underway at Dover. Of course, Jacob Tutu knows his teammate went to victory lane. Jacob trying to become the second BMW to go to victory lane this race weekend. And he's off to a flyer of a start. They're 3 wide in the back. Oh, got some cars on the wall. Tutu will lead a lap. That's 5 points. That puts him in 50th in the standings. As I said, Jacob Tutu needs a good run. Another win would put him in the, not only in the top 50 in the points, he would actually be fourth on the playoff grid going into the reformatted playoff standings if they were to be today. So this is a critical race for Jake. It's also a critical race for Lauren Ekstrom. And I see Samantha Maples on the apron. And she is on the apron. There was a mechanical problem for her. And she came as race 24th in the points. That could be detrimental to her playoff hopes. Jake Putnam going very slowly. Looks like he might have got the wall. Jacob Tutu's pulling away. Are we under caution? No, we are not. But Marion Jamestown and Bell San Diego were going a little slow here. Oh, that's because they got the wall. I see. I see. Surprisingly, didn't bring out a yellow there, but they are back up to speed. Samantha Maple 2 laps down. That is not what Samantha Maple needs. Boy, if Samantha Maple has a bad finish today and all the other drivers behind her in points have good runs, Samantha Maple could be out of the top 50 in the points. Yellow. Yellow is out. Oh, we have a huge wreck. Nina Cambridge could not afford a bad day. Strawberry Lawson's in it. Yellow's out. Oh, Jacob, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Please slow down. Please slow down. Please slow down. Don't run in the back of Marion Jamestown there, son. There you go. Oh, Makoto Tanaka wasn't involved. It's like she got a piece of this wreck. Yes, she did. See how that got started. By the way, Sam Johnson's back this week. Oh, Paulette Burrows, Hazel Triggs also got collected in this wreck. Wow. Some cars got the wall. Paulette Burrows gets the inside wall. There's the 38. Hattie Sward just barely missed it. Hattie Sward's a driver who's in the danger zone of possibly losing her spot in this series. But if she goes to victory lane in the Buffalo Wild Wings series next race at Kansas, that would save her from dropping down to the Buffalo to the Buffalo Wild Wings series, excuse me. Glad Jacob slowed down. He's like, I better not get involved in a wreck. Jacob should have won last week's race at Rhea, but the engine let go on his number 41 machine, and he was absolutely disgusted. And Makoto Tanaka is out of the race. And where was she in points, you ask? 1,578. She was 55th in the points, so her chances of staying inside the top, her chances of getting in the top 50 in points have taken a massive hit. As we're back underway, Jacob Tutu letting Samantha Maple get one of her laps back. Here comes Lisa Gonzalez in the 08 machine, but Jacob gets a good run on the high side. So Jake might keep the lead. Yes is the answer. He'll keep the lead. Some of these drivers that don't have a win. Pablo Massa's up here. A second win for Pablo Massa. He would solidify himself a spot into the playoffs. Jacob Tutu's looking for win number 3. This is the Jacob Tutu that I know and love. Lauren Ekstrom told him to get his season back in gear, and so far it's worked so far because Jacob's had some good qualifying runs of late. He's been qualifying good lately, and that's good motivation that Lauren Ekstrom's been looking for. I talked to Lauren Ekstrom about this week, and what's the chances you got in Jacob Tutu, Betty Barrett, yourself, and also Amir Moez and all that. She said it's really critical for all 5 of us to try to make the playoffs. I would like to see one of our cars get into the playoffs. Well, looks like if Jacob Tutu wins, he could be the only BMW unless Betty Barrett goes to victory lane. Jacob Tutu from Montreal, Quebec. He has been a long-time driver. Of course, Jacob is a former champion, but it was a rallycross championship back in 2008. Jacob knows how to win races. Jacob knows winning races is something he wanted to do for his entire career. He wants to win races, wants to win a championship. He is one of many veteran drivers that have been in this series since the very beginning that have never won a championship. It would be a miracle to see the 2008 Rally champion get his first ever stock car championship. And that's why I call him the Mr. Where Did He Come From? And the last person that wanted him to see, the last driver who doesn't want to see Jacob Tutu in the playoffs would probably be interesting, would be those one-time winners. Now, if Barrett goes to victory lane, she could also join Jacob into this season's playoffs. But like I said, more than one win, you are definitely looking really good at making the playoffs, providing you stay in the top 50 in points. But let's not forget, we still have that Talladega special event that I may or may not do off air. I may end up doing it off air, but you'll probably see the updated points for that after we find out who makes it in, who will win that race. Jacob's really got a good race car. As I said, Jacob Tutu came in this race 50th in points, had a bad run last week. At least he has a little cushion to definitely get him back in the top 50 in the points for his 2 wins to count towards a spot into this season's chase for the championship. Looks like Riley Anderson's off the lead lap. 2 laps down is the 36. Riley Anderson knows she's going in these last remaining races in a must-win situation. Nina Cambridge, this is really not what she needed. And Cambridge came into this race, if I can find her in points. 1,636. She came in this race 43rd in the points. Yellow flag is out. I believe Nina Cambridge might have just taken herself out of the top 50 in points as Jacob Tutu just avoids hitting his brother Noah, who is the reason for this yellow. And he is all crunched up. That front end, that Liberty University Chevrolet is badly, badly damaged. He's trying to get to the apron, but Hattie Swar's there. Hattie Swar should have slowed down. That's going to take Hattie Swar out of this race. Oh, Phil Hooper got into the wall. Let's see how this got started. Phil Hooper bounced off. I believe that was the 01. Yes, it was the 01. Wow, he came back up and got into Jacob Tutu. Annie Einstein was collected. Oh, boy. That's another driver who is a former winner this season, trying to make a last-ditch attempt at making the top 50. Hazel Triggs has got a lot of damage to her GoDaddy.com Chevrolet. How did that happen? Did we have a wreck coming back to the yellow, or did she already have that damage? Let's see. Oh, Marion Jamestown pulled up in front of her. Okay. Now I know where the damage came from. Gotcha. Well, Hattie Swar just took herself out of this race. Of course, Hattie Swar's been racing in all 3 series this season, trying to get experience. And I'll also go over. I forgot to go over the danger zone. May I point out? As we're gonna go back to green. And this will be excluding all these part-time drivers that are not running for the championship. And that's not good news for Marion Jamestown, because this could put her in the danger zone of losing her spot for next season. So far, coming into this race, drivers in the danger zone of losing their spots, as Samantha Maple trying to get one of her laps back. Riley Anderson trying to get her lap back. Hattie Swart is out of the race. Actually, Riley Anderson's 6 laps down, so there's more problems with that 36 machine. That's a tough break for Riley. Jacob Tutu just got up in the wall. I believe, nope, we're still green. Jacob Tutu up the racetrack. He also got his 5 points for leading the most laps, as Amanda Wallace is leading. This is good for Amanda Wallace because she's in the danger zone for Buffalo Wild Wings Series. And she could get out Jacob Tutu in the wall again. Wonder if the handling's starting to go away on that 41. But as I was getting ready to mention, the drivers in the danger zone of losing their spots for next season, if they do not get out of that danger zone, are Soraya Edmond, Nicholas Dutch, Noah Tutu. So Noah Tutu is not looking good. Yellow is out. That's good news for the 09 and the 36. Oh, Jake Putnam's in it. Oh, we've had a huge wreck. Samantha Maple, or not Samantha Maple, Samantha Greenville, Hazel Triggs involved. Dora Marquez is on pit road. That might just end Samantha Greenville's chances of making the playoffs. Same with Hazel Triggs. Phil Hooper was also collected in whatever this incident was. I'll go back to the danger zone in just a second. Something happened up here. Oh, there it is. Oh, Jamestown got collected in this wreck. Let's pause it right there. I got to go back. I missed it. Hang on. I got to go to the 31. Or no, let's go to the 9 of Vanellope von Schweetz. Because she was collected. Boy, they were 3 and 4 wide. Where did this start? That's my first question. Started with somebody. I couldn't tell who. Oh, there it is. Started with the 22 of Alice Kitchens. Oh, the 28's on the apron. Jake Putnam, what on bloody earth are you doing on the apron there, son? So Jake Putnam just goes on the apron. That was not going to work, and pulls up in the poor Alice Kitchens. Gets Sam Johnson, gets Nick Batson. Schweetz got Marion Jamestown. Well, that's the only excuse Ormy's going to have to come up with. Phil Hooper didn't slow down. Paulette Burrows got a piece of it. I don't know what the 28 was doing, to be quite honest with you, because why was he down there on the apron in the first place is beyond me. I mean, looky there. Look. Watch the 28. Nobody even touches him. Yeah, he carried way too much speed. I don't know if he was coming to pit road or what, but there's no excuse to make that kind of mistake there, bud. And unfortunately, he just took out a bunch of good drivers in the process. I think Marianne Jamestown, I bet her only excuse why she hit the 9 was because the 28 caused this bullshit. So I don't think Ormy's not going to be upset with his 2 female drivers, the 31. That's not good for the 31 because she's a driver trying to get herself out of the danger zone of possibly not losing her spot and drop into the Buffalo Wild Wings series. I really don't know what Jake Putnam was thinking there. I really would like to ask him that. Why he pulled down on the apron and took out a bunch of good cars who really had no business of being in that wreck is beyond me. I really would like to ask him that. And now Nathan Orman is absolutely not going to be too happy with Jake Putnam. And to be honest with you, I don't blame the Ormy. And Jake Putnam has been called to the big black and green truck, and rightfully so, because that was kind of ridiculous. And he took out a bunch of good cars that had no business of being in there. Hazel Triggs is out. Samantha Greenville, Dora Marquez, Phil Hooper's out of the race. Those drivers are absolutely not going to be too happy with the 28 after today. The 28 of Jake Putnam, not Valentina Fernandez. I clarified. And somebody said, "Thank you for clarifying, Danny," a.k.a. Cody Smart. I have to clarify. Here comes Darby King. Jacob Tutu, by the way, I forgot to bring this up, is on the chopping block for a "You Blew It," which is not good for Cody Smart. Amanda Walsh trying to get a win to get herself in the playoffs. Here comes Pamela Massa. Darby King in the 7, a win for her. Possibly could be a last-ditch attempt to make the playoffs. Jacob Tutu, it's looking really good. I bet Betty Barrett is going to be a nervous wreck right now because she now has to make sure she has a good result or a win to make sure she and Jacob Tutu both get in the top 50 in the point standings to confirm BMW's pace. Yellow is out. Riley Anderson will get her lap back. Another big wreck. Mackenzie Thompson, Kelsey Hobbs involved. Ivory Walker. That might have just taken Ivory Walker out of the top 50 in points because she was 46th in points coming into this race. So she did not want to ill afford a bad race. Lindsey Sutton, Sam Johnson again, Samantha Maple, 4-time winner. Leela Bakai, Jamestown again. Alexandria Van Dam. Let's see how this got started. Oh, boy. Oh, did they go 4 wide? Yes, they did. That was not going to work. I'm sorry. That was not going to work. And we have had the big one here. Boy, Miles the Monster is loving this. Sean is also loving this. Sean Art. Sean Art said, time for me to wreck the field. Well, guess what, Sean? You just got your wish. June Einstein got very lucky. So did Annie Einstein. And then the 38 just nowhere to go. And the 09 also had nowhere to go. That's not good for Samantha Maple. Kelsey Hobbs got turned around by the 31. I think that was because the 01 was trying to slow down. I don't think June Einstein got a piece of it. No, she only has damage on the right side, probably because she got into the wall. Boy, this race is just getting interesting by the second. And we're going to have a lot of drivers out of this race after what we've seen today. I think we're coming back to the green. Mario's back from church. Pace car is off. Next caution flag could end this race. Van Dam is out of the race. So is Mackenzie Thompson. The 35 of Leela Mackay is out. Also Vanellope von Schweetz and Kelsey Hobbs. That might have just ended their chances of possibly making it into the playoffs. Darby King came in this race 92nd in points. Either if Jacob wins or not, Jacob Tutu's looking really good at making it in the top 50. Same with Pablo Massa. Jacob Tutu just took the lead with 5 to go. Now can Jacob Tutu hold them off? He's been the dominant car of the race. Got shuffled back to fourth after hitting the wall a couple of times. Excuse me there. That cough came out of nowhere. Massa got on the wall. Katsuro's also doing his playoff hopes a whole lot of good, but needs to get a second win to solidify himself a spot into the playoffs. Three laps to go here in this second race of the day. Jacob Tutu trying to get BMW 2 for 2 in the win column. Can you believe that? Here this weekend. Two to go. Caution's out. This is the race for the win. This is the race for the win. The yellow flag is out. This will end the race as we're coming to the white flag and the yellow flag. And Jacob Tutu will get his third win of the season as long as he doesn't get involved in a wreck. Like Lauren Chamberlain and Ben Tennyson got a piece of whatever this incident was, so we'll quickly look at a replay just right now. That way we won't miss Jacob Tutu going to victory lane. Tough break for these two. Turn 4 has been the trouble spot all weekend. The 4 just got tight up there. June Einstein nearly got turned by Quincy. That was close. So that's what the yellow is for. Jacob Tutu might have just won this race under the yellow. And for Jacob Tutu, it'd be win number 3. He would more than likely get himself back in the top 50 in the points. As long as he doesn't have to pit, which I don't think they have to pit. And he's going to do it. Jacob Tutu is going to win this race. He'll win the second race of the day. Team owner Lauren Ekstrom's happy because now BMW is 2 for 2 today. I don't know why these cars are stopping for some reason. Quincy's got damage. Well, these drivers might have been lapped. All right, standings are indeed official, so good. Jacob Tutu, third win of the season, no doubtedly had the dominant car of the day. He's going to get more than likely back into the playoffs. Darby King second. Good run for Darby King. Amanda Wallace third. Pablo Massa in fourth. That's a critical run for Pablo Massa. 38th in the points. And he's a driver that's trying to make the playoffs as well. Tico Jumiaka, Amanda Allison Washington, Timothy Grenville, Annie McGinnis, Morgan Henderson, Katsuro Mirwais, third in points. That's definitely not what Brittany White wanted to see, because that's another driver who's trying to run down Brittany White for the points lead. Let's see. Annie Einstein, 14th. A good result from Annie. June Einstein got 16th. Well-needed run from her. Samantha Maple, 23rd. We'll see where this is going to situate. Ben Tennyson's out of the race. And then everybody else out of the race as well. So, I know Jacob Tutu is back into the playoffs. But will he be in the top 50 in the points? More than likely he will. Will Betty Barrett be in the top 50 win points when it's her race? We'll see. But, oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to have a point shakeup after today's race. I want to do something real quick while we're on intermission. Need to change paint scheme on the 84 before I forget. We're on the subway car this week. Let me do something real quick. All right, looks like everything's all nicely, neatly in order. Let's go. I don't want to hear the announcer say drivers to your cars. Betty Johnson on the pole. Johnson is another driver. A win for her would be a spot into the playoffs. There's the top 28, and here's the rest. Shut up, official. I'm trying to talk, and you're interrupting. All right. Car's rolling off behind the pace car. Betty Johnson comes into today's race, if we can find her in points. 1,727. 32nd in points. This is Johnson's second pole this season. Soraya Itman with some good qualifying spot. Soraya is one of those drivers who needs a good run to get herself out of the danger zone. As I was going to document over in that last race, drivers in the danger zone: Soraya Itman, Samantha Greenville, Nicholas Dutch, Emmy Lipson, who's in this race, Zach Underwood, Caitlin Roy, Hattie Swore, Tyler Henderson, Brooklyn Carter, and Sierra Harris. Those 10 are in the danger zone of possibly losing their spots for next season. Betty Johnson goes to victory lane. She could be a driver that could possibly be in the conversation of making the playoffs. Green flags in the air. We're racing at Dover. And the other thing is, Hyundai Sonata has not been to victory lane in any of these races this season. And Johnson just got a huge jump on the start. A lot of cars hitting the wall. Soraya Itman now in second as Johnson leads the first lap. Betty Johnson trying to fight for her spot in this series, trying to make the playoffs. She's not been in the playoffs since 2015. She made it into the Final Four to compete for the championship that year. She has not been back since. Plus, she also won 2 races last year in Oreo Cup, but was not high enough in points to make the playoffs in that series either. We'll see if Betty Barrett can prove me wrong. I really want Betty Johnson to make the playoffs. I do want Barrett to make the playoffs. Yellow is out. Oh, big wreck. Tyler Henderson. Leo Einstein. Emily Hung is involved, but those are 2 big names there. Emmy Lipson, that's another driver who could not afford this. Same with Tyler Henderson and the 52. Arlonzo Carrera's torn up. Nicholas Dutch is torn up. Hannah Smith is involved. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's a couple of names right there that did not need this. Oh, Leo, oh my word. Oh my word, the 67 in the catch fence. Holy cow. I have never seen a wreck like that before in this series. That's female abuse. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I hope she's okay. That was an ugly wreck. Sent Leo Einstein upside down. Good grief. Holy cow. I've never seen that in my life at Dover. Jesus, I've seen crazy wrecks like this. I've never seen anything like this before. Got to figure out what happened to Hannah Smith. We'll look at that in just a second, but oh my goodness. Look at that 67. Just launched the 78. Sierra Harris, that's another driver who could not afford that. Truman X was in it. Jazz Sugartown, that's another driver who didn't need this. Oh my goodness me. I have never seen anything like that before. Then what happened to the 76? I don't know what happened to the 76. I'm kind of curious myself. Here's what happened to the 76. She got a bump by Chloe Bumgarner. That's what happened. That's what sent the Winter Fresh Lincoln Continental. That's not going to please Cody Smart. But oh my goodness me, I do hope she's okay. That was an ugly accident. I have never seen anything like this before at Dover in my life. Good night. We've gotten so far lucky on drivers not getting injured. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get lucky so far. But I don't know why they went 4 wide to begin with. Way too early to go 4 wide like that. Way too early. Driscoll's out with a broken clutch. That's a tough break for her. No, I do hope Scoutmaster is going to be okay. That was a hard impact. And that was right after the safer barrier end. So she hit the concrete and just shot Leo Einstein in the air. I've never seen anything like that before. So Driscoll's out of the race. Harris is out of the race. That's not good for Sierra Harris trying to stay in this series next season. Leo Einstein's out of the race. That might have just took Leo Einstein out of the top 50 in points because he came in this race 37th in points. Amanda Scoutmaster and Tyler Henderson. Tyler Henderson cannot afford another bad finish. Unfortunately, he's going to end up DNFing today's race, but that was an ugly accident. I have never seen a wreck like that at Dover in my life. Never. Caution's out again for the second time. And Brooklyn Carter, another driver who did not need this. Hannah Smith again. Abby Goodman, who was also involved in that first incident, was collected in this again. Boy, Brooklyn Carter is not having a good season in this series. Like I said, I do hope Scoutmaster is going to be okay. That was an ugly accident. It looks like the 50 just lost it by herself. There's Hannah Blue Jay. She's going to miss this. Abby Goodman did not. Neither did Sugartown. And Hannah Smith did run the side of the Reebok Ford Fusion, so it's been a dismal season for that 50 bunch. Well, whether she's going to be happy about winning this race or not, possibly winning this race or not, Betty Johnson, I bet she's probably a little concerned. Bet Truman X should be concerned about his teammate right about now. And Betty Johnson's got a problem. And Betty Johnson's going to have to come to pit road. That's going to turn the race lead over to Soraya Itzmed. I double-clicked it too much. '76 is out with a tire. I think Betty Johnson's going to continue this race. Yeah, there she is. Well, Betty Johnson's got her work cut out. Soraya Itmed's leading this race. And we're just being told from the officials, Arlanzo Carrera, because of his little incident of causing that 4 wide, causing that ugly-ass wreck, has been called to the big black and green truck when this is over. And I just got also a report from the officials. Amanda Scoutmaster was awake and alert. They did make sure they got her out of the car where she needed a little assistance. She is awake and alert. That's good to hear. But they are going to take her to the local hospital for further evaluation. That's good to hear. I hate seeing that happen, if you know what I mean. Betty Johnson, whatever her problem was, as Sugartown just got wrecked. Bounced off Betty Johnson like a ping pong ball. Good grief. And Soraya Itmed leads. If Soraya goes to victory lane, that might have just saved her from losing her spot in this series. And Soraya Itmed would live to fight another day. I bet Andre's getting lunch. I'm going to probably follow suit after. All right. You do that. Yeah, he's got to go catch that in. There's the incident there. Caitlin Roy's another driver who could not afford another bad finish. When you get a break from NR 2003, it won't do that clicking twice like it did, so that was kind of my fault. But Betty Johnson's starting to work her way up. She's back up here in the 27th position, so whatever her problem was on that car, they got that car fixed, got her back out. They want her to win this race. This would be good for Soraya Itmid and Betty Johnson to try to get some good runs because, like I said, neither of them are in a playoff spot. Or in Soraya Itmid's case, she comes in this race, like I said, one of the drivers in the danger zone of losing her spot for next season. And Hannah Smith is also another driver on that cut line of losing her spot for next season. So that's it was really an important race. Let's check up on Betty Johnson, as she's currently knifing her way through traffic. Still in the 27th position. All she has to do is just slowly get back up there to the front, and she could be a factor at winning this race. And she's slowly but surely doing that. We'll check up on her later in the event. Mike Chilton's out of the race with an engine failure, so it's up break for him. Yellow is out again. And it's Chloe Carmichael, who should have won the truck race 2 days ago. Betty Johnson's made it back to 22nd. I don't know why they slowed down. They should have just gone around. So the 53 is probably going to be the reason for the yellow. I don't know why she's passing Hannah Blue Jay unless she was ahead of her. She was the reason for this yellow. Let's see. 4-1. Looks like Amber Danny. Oh, the points leader got a piece of it. That's Brittany White. And that was all because of a stack up by the 77 who got up into the wall. So the points leader was collected in this instance. We're at the halfway point of today's race. I will go get lunch. Speaking of lunch, I'm not bringing Toby or anybody with me, however. And Soraya Itmid's blown up. Oh, no. Oh, man. That's a tough break for Soraya. And now she's going to be more than likely in the danger zone of not having a spot for next season. And that's what happened to Jacob Tutu last week when he was leading the race. He blew up. That will turn the race lead back over to Chloe Erickson. Betty Johnson's made it up to 21st. So one World House Racing driver started leading, then Betty Johnson had a problem, had to come to pit road. Soraya took the lead. Now Soraya Itmid has had troubles, and now Chloe Erickson is in the lead of this race. Something tells me we are going to be guaranteed a "you blew it" in this one. And Soraya couldn't make it back to pit road. She is stalled. They're gonna get the officials push her behind the wall. But she is out of harm's way. She was off the racing surface, so we're gonna remain under the green flag. But that's a shame for Soraya. That just sums up her season right there. Whenever she has a good run, something dramatic goes wrong. And of course, she's dead last in points of the drivers that have ran every race excluding Ricky. And Kevin Joseph's going to take the lead. Update on Betty Johnson. She is currently still in, she's now in 23rd as Erickson got up into the wall. So Betty Johnson's not making any progress. That's not good. Let's check up on her. She's in the middle of this hornet's nest. Oh, we got a crash. Big one. This is the big one. Betty Johnson got through it. Oh, that's a huge one in turn number 3. Stephanie Robertson coming to pit road. Isabel Colombo was collected. Manny Rivera, Chet Collingwood, Kenneth Ayers. Yellow flag again. Another big wreck on the back straightaway. Erica Douglas, Sandy Stewart was also involved. Gwen Tennyson. Brittany White again. That's twice she's been involved. Lisa Simpson was collected. Hannah Blue Jay. I'm naming off drivers left and right who have been involved in this wreck. And a bad day for Isabel Colombo. Just got war. Same with Stephanie Robertson. I don't know what happened to Stephanie, why she had to come to pit road. Boy, a bad day for Brianna Knight. Motorsports just got worse. And now some drivers are out of this race as a result. Good night, Mary Joseph. 69's out with a header. 77 and 87 out of the race. You better not go in my room or I'm going to tell Tequila. We're back to green. Kevin Joseph now the leader. It's been anything less than stellar for that 75 team. Kevin Joseph comes into this race 80th in points. That's his first lap sled of the season. There's Chloe Erickson in second. Betty Johnson is now up into 13th, so she's slowly working her way back up to the front. KJM has not been to victory lane this season. He went in my room without permission. He doesn't care. I don't give a shit. Are you gonna do? Kevin Joseph Motorsports has not been to victory lane this season. Did you get toothbrush out of my room?
No, I wasn't even.
Or toothpaste?
Yeah,
or is it for somebody?
I was going to use it. Tooth.
Alright, that's fine. Kevin Joseph, a win for him. I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's going to be cutting it close for that 75. Thank God you didn't touch my toothbrush that I had in my bag from the dentist Friday.
I did.
Cool. I may sell that toothbrush to my girlfriend.
Oh, lady.
If she doesn't have one.
She might have one.
In case any of the girls don't, I can sell one of mine from the deal yesterday, which is from the Peach Festival, as I'm recording this. Yellow again. Who did this? Oh, it's another huge wreck, and it's Emmy Lipson and Sandy Watson, or Sandy Stewart, I'm sorry. It's been a bad day for those two. Now they're out of the race. Oh my word, the 80 flipped. That's the second flip we've had today. And they also got Gwen Tennyson. Wow, that was a interesting flip. Sandy Stewart came into this race 31st in points, former winner this season. I don't know where this is going to situate her in the standings. Did we have another wreck on the front straightaway? So I thought I saw some skid marks. Unless I'm just seeing things. Yeah, we're absolutely going to have a You Blew It. So we're coming to the late stages of today's race.
Here you go.
Shit, no! Damn it. Sorry about that, folks.
I didn't miss shit today.
Damn it, NR, I'm going to smack you because you made me miss the restart, you dumbass game. Now we're at 2 to go. Apologize about that, folks. I'm blaming that one on NR. Brooklyn Carter's got a whole lot of damage on that 50 machine. Now I was trying to get it to stop, and NR decided to be a derping hyena. White flag in the air. This is the last lap of the race. Apologize, you missed the. As Kevin Joseph, it's going to be too little, too late for Betty Johnson, but a well-needed run from her either way. Same with Chloe Bumgarner. But today, the Dunkin' Donuts Chevrolet will succeed. Kevin Joseph will get his first win of the season here at Dover. And after the struggles this team has had this year, finally, something sweet they can be proud of. KJM goes to victory lane for the first time this season, and it's with the boss himself, Kevin Joseph. And I'm going to smack NR 2003 for making me miss that restart, you derping hyena. Sorry about that. Chloe Erickson so close, but a well-needed run from her in second. Sarah Redmond, Prima Rossi gets Rookie of the Race fourth. Chloe Bumgarner fifth. Betty Johnson came all the way back to finish sixth. Holly Wilkins seventh. Erica Douglas, Amber Downey, and Sally Foster the top 10. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, boy, let's see where did the points leader finish? Brittany White, 12th. And with Katsura Mirwais getting a top 10 earlier today, he cut a little bit of Brittany White's points lead. Of course, Ari Springer finished out of the race. Boy, if Fernandez wins, more than likely Valentina Fernandez might take the points lead heading into next week as you see the rest of the drivers out of the race. I do hope the 67 is okay. And now we have one more race to decide who will win. And we'll see how it goes. NR, you had one job and you flippin' blew it, you dumbest game. Ugh. Drivers are already in their cars. Annie Thomas on the pole. Thomas came into this race. Where did Thomas come into this race? 15-12. (73rd in points). That's another driver win for her and possibly get her in the playoffs. So this is Annie Thomas's first pole. Let's hope that will mean something good for the 2015 series champ. Fernandez looking for her 5th win of the season and tried to take the number 1 seed away. Of course, you got Ebonia Mirmo as a win for her. Could possibly put her in the playoffs. A couple of former winners this season. Of course, we've raced at Dover once, and as the voicemail interrupted me, the defending winner of this race is not in the event. The 00 is a former winner, but that was Nick Pericles. See if Annie Thomas can get Hyundai Sonata. Of course, Betty Johnson almost got them to victory lane. They have yet to go to actually, they've been to victory lane with Sandy Stewart, actually. Green flag, final race of the day. 1 second. You can go away, thank you very much. And Thomas got a hell of a start. Annie Thomas, another driver trying to get a win to see if she has anything left to make the playoffs. It has not been Annie Thomas's season. She did go to victory lane in a Toyota, but has never won in a Hyundai Sonata. Maybe today could be the day. Only 1 top 5, 3 top 10s. Her first pole of the season, trying to get her first win of the year as the yellow flag is out. As we have a stack up over here. I don't know what the yellow is for, but I'm worried about Annie Thomas running in the back of some people. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. No, she just wrecked. No, oh, they're wrecking under caution. No. No. Annie Thomas's golden opportunity gone. And we are 3 for 3 and drivers involved in a wreck. I just don't get it. And now Annie Thomas might have just kissed her playoff hopes goodbye. Gloria Tucker was collected. Who's the leader, actually? Valentina Fernandez, I think the 36. Let's see what the yellow is for. Don't you hate it as a commentator to see this happen? Hi, Brian. It looks cloudy. I thought it was going to be sunny and hot, but hell no, looks like it might rain. We'll take it. Let's see what actually brought this yellow out. We had a big wreck on the front. Well, there we go. Holy cow, they're 5 flipping wide. Good God. Oh, the 70 was the reason for this yellow. Okay. No, I said 70, you derping game. And quit using the St. Louis Deadbird strategy on me. Thank you very much. Oh, 36 got the wall. That's Maria Nowicki. Pow! In the inside wall. Oh, it got Lauren Ekstrom. Oh, Betty Barrett got a piece of it. That's the driver who came in this race at critical 50th in the points. Oh, boy. And Annie Thomas, of course, we already saw the replay. And, well, Valentina Fernandez just given a golden opportunity to possibly win this race today. As Annie Thomas is out of this race. That's a tough break for Annie. That just pretty much sums up Annie Thomas's season in a nutshell. Whenever she has a chance to take the pole, it just gone away. So we are now cursed on the leaders who we thought was going to win this race. Not going to happen today. Out of the race, Annie Thomas, Ebonia Mirwes, Luke Knight. That's not good for Luke Knight. Let's see. Where did Luke Knight come into this race, you ask? 1871. 14th in points. Lot of drivers running well in points, absolutely going to take a hit in the standings as we're back to green. Five points for Valentina Fernandez. Trying to become the first driver this season to go to victory lane for a 5th time. Sorry if you heard all that clinging. Brian was trying to get a plate without breaking it all, which would have not been funny. To Toby, it would have been funny. And of course, Valentina Fernandez goes to victory lane. Not only she would have her 5th win of the season, which would give her the #1 seed, she would also take the points lead, because the gal she's trying to run down for the points lead, Brittany White, ended up 12th. Katsuro ended up in the top 10. Ari Springer, 2nd in points, had a bad day. Same with Mandry Campbell and Anne Maria. Of course, Anne Maria is not running the full schedule, though. So that would mean Anne Maria would be out of the playoffs, because this is going to be her last race. So that would mean Valentina Fernandez could capitalize on the misfortune of drivers, and of course, everybody that ran well in points coming into the day. Well, Dover has proven itself worthy to be a big shakeup in the points with 9 races left to go in the regular season. Boy. I don't know what this could mean to the points heading into next week at Kansas.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
It might rain.
We all find that there at the festival.
Yeah, at the festival. God, I took a shower before we went to the festival.
So did I.
I just want to say this smart remark. I still cannot believe Andre, Brandon, and I got lucky and didn't get caught yesterday.
I know.
You were the first one that got pizza, and Andre's like, I'm going to go follow suit. And I'm like, screw it, I'm joining you guys.
I know.
Which angered the Toby.
How was it, man?
Toby, I'm disappointed. I should have done that as well. Oh. I don't know the last 2 words. I wish I could figure it out. Fernandez is gone. 4-second lead over Timmy Turner. Boy, she is just pulling away. There's the defending champion of the series, Rebecca Hawkins. If Rebecca Hawkins doesn't go to victory lane between now and the regular season checker flag at Indy, which I forgot to tell you all, we changed the regular season finale to Indy. But if Rebecca Hawkins doesn't go to victory lane, we are guaranteed a new champion regardless who it is. Regardless who wins the title. We talked about drivers who have been on a career year so far, you can definitely say Valentina Fernandez is one of those drivers. 4 wins, 5 top 5s, 7 top 10s, 1 pole, 15.38 the average finish.
Having trouble? Let me see it.
Is it a bottle?
Yeah.
I think it hates you for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably why there's plastic on it. Don't want Thousand Islands all over the table.
Yeah.
And Fernandez is about to lap some drivers in about 3 seconds. That's Gloria Tucker.
Jeez.
It's not been a good season for Gloria. Oh, yellow's out. Well, that just spared Gloria Tucker. Oh, look out, look out, look out. Look out, look out, look out.
You have no fit?
Mighty Sweet. Zach Underwood, another driver who didn't need this.
Hold on, please.
What? Perfect. Yeah, that is like.
They need to not tighten that damn bottle up.
No.
Zach Whoa, what in the world, Zach? Him and Hermione Sweet brought out this yellow, and does a 60 run in the back of somebody?
Overdid that. Ought to be terminated.
Okay, what on bloody earth was that? Zach Underwood, what on bloody earth was that all about? You just ran the back of the leader for absolutely no reason. Now the 28's got damage thanks to you. Oh, boy. That's a lot of damage to Valentina Fernandez. What was that all about, Zach Underwood? Well, if Valentina Fernandez loses this race, I bet she is going to be furious at Zach Underwood. And Zach Underwood has been called to the big green truck, and absolutely he deserves that. Because that was absolutely ridiculous on him. I don't know what his problem is with female drivers, but good God. You need to be paying attention to see who's in front of you. And poor Valentina Fernandez, who didn't absolutely deserve this. And she might end up losing this race, and she will be absolutely furious with Zach Underwood. And I bet team owner Alex Hawkins is not going to be happy. And Zach Underwood is out of the race, and absolutely he's been asked to see the officials. Rightfully so. That may be a suspension for Zach Underwood, because I don't know what his problem is lately in the last few weeks, but that was just absolutely ridiculous. As we're going to go back to green, let's see how bad that damage is going to be on Valentina Fernandez as we're back to green. As her back end is all torn up thanks to the 60 being a dumbass, not slowing down under the yellow flag. And looks like Fernandez is going to lose the lead. Well, Zach Underwood better be hiding from security after today's race. But looks like the 28 is putting up a good fight. But Timmy Turner will take the lead, so that will take Fernandez out of contention. Yellow flag out again. Third different leader, Timmy Turner, another driver trying to get a win to get into the playoffs. And let's see what the yellow's for. Oh, look out, I've seen this. Oh no, he did it again. Come on, guys. You have got to be joking me. Strawberry Lawson, the reason for this yellow, and Valentina Fernandez just got a gift. You have got to be kidding me.
No, this is my mom's place.
Oh, this is a huge wreck. Kelly Moore would be the reason? Yeah, she got loose, I believe. Oh, no, Bouvier and Whitney Wolf got together. Gloria Tucker got a piece of it. London Jackson, Alita Perez. Goodness me. Why these drivers got damage? Did they really cause a damn wreck under... Oh my God. You have got to be kidding me. How many more idiots are going to get called to the big green truck after this? Jesus bleeping Christ.
I don't know.
Glad I'm a commentating person. Okay, Kelly Moore, what on bloody earth was that all about? Oh, Matty Crenshaw just ran the back of Courtney Lynn. That's not going to please Nathan Orman. And then Josephine Bouvier just comes flying in there like a bull in a china shop and just took out two of World NOS Racing. That's not going to sit well with Luke Knight and Daniel Voiles for sure. And then someone just hit the 040. Was that the 06? It was the 06. I don't know what these idiots are doing, not slowing down under the yellow. Well, Danny Rand's been called to the big green truck after this. Whoever just turned the 083 just got called to the big green truck. Bouvier's been asked to see the officials in the big green truck, and rightfully so, because I don't know what on bloody earth you're doing decided to play ARCA brakes when this is a real race, you dummy. God, I hate drivers not paying any flippin' attention. And I would not be surprised if we have a penalty. And I don't know how in the flippin' world Valentina Fernandez is still leading this race with all that damage she got. And Zach Underwood, more than likely, he's going to get a 50-point penalty for not slowing down under the yellow flag and why Fernandez has damage. And I'm glad I'm not playing the radio communications of Valentina Fernandez. But hats off to the crew chief calming her down, trying to say, hey, we can still win this race. But here comes Kyle Sutton. There's the defending champion, Rebecca Hawkins. This is a golden opportunity for Hawkins as Dylan Cunningham goes into the wall. This is a golden opportunity for the defending champion, Rebecca Hawkins, to try to get a win to defend her championship she won a year ago. Looks like that damage is hurting the 28. And Kyle Sutton, well, Kyle Sutton's not battling for the championship. I see Betty Barrett up here in 7th. This is a well-needed run for Barrett. Fernandez will be in 2nd. She has led the most laps today. Oh, there goes the 56. There goes the 56. And saved it, but the yellow is out. Oh, they're wrecking it in the wall. Oh, that must have been payback. Oh, the double zero's in the wall. That was a payback, I believe, from Violet Jackson. I believe she's mad at the 083 for putting her in the wall. Oh, they're wrecking again. They're wrecking again. This is a big one. Big one. It's the big one. Oh my goodness, what in the world's going on? Don't ask why I started singing the theme song, but anyway. Gee, many crickets. Okay, so let's see the first series of incidents. As this fly needs to get out of my face. Okay, so Jessica Miller and Rebecca Hawkins got the wall. Almost got the other driver involved. That's what caused this stack up. They were almost 5 wide. Wow, the 6 just rudely shoved the 083 up into the wall. Bet those two aren't going to be happy with each other. And then Megan Jones just had nowhere to go and just shoves the 0-0 in the wall. Valentina Fernandez now in second. London Jackson's out of the race. Ace car is off, 10 to go. Kyle Sutton, I believe this is his first start of the season, and indeed that is indeed the case. Or wait a second. No, correction, his third start of the year, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're definitely going to see some penalties, and yep, the 28's damage is really hurting her. There's Betty Barrett. Came in this race in that critical 50th in the standings. This is a much-needed run for her. Rebecca Hawkins up in the wall. Remember, Barrett trying to stay in the top 50 in points for that win to count towards a spot in the playoffs. And with drivers ahead of her in points that ran into trouble today, this will definitely give her a nice cushion away from 50th in the standings. Of course, Kyle Sutton's win will not count towards a spot in the playoffs because he's missed too many races this season. He's just like Noah Parker, just trying to find victory lanes as many times as he possibly can. I'm surprised the 28 has not fallen off the pace, to be honest with you. Good run for Betty Barrett. Where is her team owner, Lauren Ekstrom? Out of the race in 35th. So Lauren Ekstrom is absolutely going to take a hit in the standings. Ekstrom needed a good run to get herself in the top 50 in points. That's not going to happen either. There's the drivers out of the race. Some drivers that caused that stack up. Kelly Moore has been called to the big green truck for a discussion with the officials why she caused that stack up. And Zach Underwood, more than likely, is going to be getting a suspension, if not a points penalty. Three to go. This is the ride that Emily Elizabeth runs in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series, MBM Motorsports. This is an unsponsored car for Kyle Sutton, and he's now 2 laps away from going to victory lane, his first win of the season. Fernandez, even though she'll finish second, she'll more than likely, and she finished 10 spots ahead of Brittany White, and she came in with a total of 166. She might have just taken the points lead heading into next week. We will have to confirm that with the officials, though. White flag for Kyle Sutton. One more time for him. As Valentina Fernandez sees her win slipping away, and Kyle Sutton going to capitalize. After Zach Underwood ran the back of the 28, Kyle Sutton is going to capitalize and get his first win of the season here at Dover. Great run. Good job for that 66 bunch, but that win will not count towards a spot into this season's chase for the championship, as standings are indeed official. Kyle Sutton, the winner. Valentina Fernandez in second. Amber Whitecastle in third. She will keep the points lead for the Rookie of the Year honors heading into next week. Melissa Cooper, Betty Barrett, well-needed run for her, will stay in the top 50 in the points leaving today. Luke Cage, Miranda Wicke, Jessica Miller, Dylan Cunningham, and Ben Erickson, the top 10. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, 26 cars finished on the lead lap. Nobody finished a lap down more. Everyone else, 27th through 42nd, finished out of the race. So I can guarantee you Zach Underwood will be getting a points penalty for causing that stupid incident under the yellow. And all the other drivers that caused the stack up on the back straightaway will more than likely get probably a good fine between 10 to 50,000 and all of that. So what did this do to the points? I do not know. I know Fernandez might have just taken the points lead. We will have to get a confirmation from the officials. Hope you guys enjoyed these 4 division races from here at Dover. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We have shown you your full finishing results. You will see your updated rookie points and overall point standings, as long as I do not forget to do them, heading into our pre-race show next week from the Kansas Speedway. Until then, I've been Dean DeVoe signing off, and you have been watching yet another broadcast of the PCSRA, the best in racing since 2017. Goodbye from Dover International Speedway.